right, okay. So this type of line drawing here is going to be looking at the lines that make up the things around us. So if you saw kind of some of the Pablo Picasso drawings, how he would look at an object, I think he's looking at like a bowl in one of his, and he simplifies it down to certain lines that make it up. And so we're going to take a look at our hands and just see how kind of the hands that make up our lines, what lines make up our hands. So I'm going to start by looking at this line that comes kind of right in here and around my thumb. So I'm going to start by coming up. I'm using gesture drawing for those of us that have gone through our different drawing types. Kind of measuring out my thumb here, diagonal line, curve line. Okay, come out. Starting to see the thumb now. Before I didn't really see the thumb, now I do. Okay, I can see little lines. We talked about how every person's hand is different, how your hand isn't going to look like someone else's. So when you are looking and drawing at your own hand, it's going to look different than anyone else's. And that's what makes our hands so cool. Okay, and then we curve up, and I can see a little detail there. Curve around here, and then I'm also going to add a little knuckle line, so you can see kind of these lines that are in here. I'm going to come around with a rectangle shape, come down, up. Okay, a little measuring that out, a little measure in there, diagonal, diagonal, in for the fingernail. So I'm just seeing the lines and shapes, really, because lines create shapes. So we're going to see a little bit of that going on too in our hands. And I just see something that I want to change over here. So remember, our eraser is our artist tool. Artists use an eraser, there we go, all the time. And sometimes one line can change everything, especially when we're drawing things that really look like something we see in real life. So like, check this out. Whoa, something not right there, okay? So what that is that I just drew the line too long. One line can kind of change everything in what you're drawing, what you desire to draw. So if I want this to come up a little bit shorter, right? Yeah, there we go. And it's hiding behind that there. Diagonal line. That's better. That's better. Okay, so it was just one line that needed to change. Then all of a sudden I could see what I wanted to see better. I could see the detail better. Okay, so I've done this for a while, so it's a little bit easier for me to go faster. If you want to draw your hand, you can totally go for it. You can also draw something else you see around you in your home and look for the lines and shapes that make it up. Okay, so you have to remind your brain to really look at the lines and shapes, right? Our brains like to fill patterns in, so we have to remind our brain. Now down here I can see some lines curving in and around, and I see some lines curving in over here. Come around, back up, I can see a little bit of this here. Okay, I can see some lines in here, kind of curve. Okay, I see a few lines here, curve around. All right, and lines are changing the way my hand looks, right? If you want to add a little shading, go ahead, add a little shading, I'll rub it in there, okay? And then I can also see the lines. Oh, I see so many lines now that I'm looking. Now that I'm looking, I can see the lines in my shirt. I can see all the detail of the sewing there that creates the lines, right? So I'm just going to keep going, keep looking for lines. Now, if you wanted to simplify this a little bit, kind of like we talked a little bit like Mr. Picasso, and trust me, I'm no Picasso, and my drawing style is very different than his, but you can kind of simplify it a little bit more. Those of us who talked about contour line drawing, us 4th and 5th graders, right? So here, I'm just kind of simplifying the lines that I see. I'm not adding any little details with shading, all right? So here, I'm just kind of simplifying with the bold lines, the bold lines. If you want to try drawing like that, go for it. Try drawing like this, where you're just kind of emphasizing the main lines that you see. The main lines. This is what Mr. Picasso was doing in his line drawings, kind of emphasizing. So I'm really not going to go into too much detail at all here, okay? So you can try simplifying your lines, all right? I could even try and make it more simple. It's up to you. Yeah, I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. You could do your hand, you could do, you know, your hand holding something that you like. Fifth graders, you kind of done this in your hand selfie. So you could always look around and see what there is around you that you would like to try either simplifying through line or adding, you know, just drawing with different lines. Okay, so take your time, do your best. Can't see what amazing art you guys are going to make. All right, upload it to Seesaw. See you later.